1991 brought another album, Dangerous, another #1 single, Black or White, and more speculation about Michael's mental state. His skin seemed to be getting lighter. Jackson said it was caused by a congenital skin condition.
But a lot of people think that he has bleached his skin. With Michael Jackson, you never know what the truth is.
He became more reclusive, and in 1993 faced his first allegation of child molestation. Jackson denied the charges, but settled the case for $20 million. Less than a year later, he married rock and roll royalty, Lisa Marie Presley.
It was quite obvious to all of us from the beginning that it was a sham, that it was a publicity stunt, and it was just kind of disgusting and silly.
And it lasted just 2 years. But Jackson would marry again later the same year. This time, the bride was Debbie Rowe, nurse to his dermatologist. She gave him children of his own, Prince Michael, born in 1997, and Paris Michael Catherine, born in 1998. They divorced in 1999, and Jackson got full custody of their kids. But a third child from a surrogate mother would put Jackson back in the headlines when he dangled the newborn from the balcony of a Berlin hotel.
It's sort of like the anti-King Midas, like everything he wants to do just gets screwed up.
And the tabloid tales were starting to take a toll on the music. Michael's 2001 album, Invincible, sold a mere 2.1 million copies. His troubles, quite clearly, were far from over. In 2002, he fought publicly with Sony chairman Tommy Mottola, calling him a racist. A 2003 Vanity Fair article said he was financially strapped and stated that he bought the silence of other potential molestation victims. In January 2004, Michael Jackson stood before a judge and pleaded not guilty to child molestation charges. And even his friends can only guess at what brought the self-proclaimed king of pop to this moment.
No one knows Michael Jackson really but Michael Jackson himself. I once asked Michael here in this house. I looked into his eyes and I said to him, Michael, are you lonely? And he looked up at me. It was like a 10-second stare. And then he said, Uri Geller, I'm a very lonely man. And I think that said it all.
A lonely man. Tonight we're learning more about the final moments of Michael Jackson's life and what may have happened inside his home shortly before he collapsed. The information is coming from his brother Marlon. CNN's Roland Martin spoke to Marlon Jackson. Here's what Roland had to say about their conversation. Listen.
I talked to Marlon Jackson 30 minutes ago, and he is absolutely devastated. He said that he was watching television. He was at his home in Georgia. His daughter was downstairs, and she said, Dad, they're saying that Uncle Mike is dead. And he said, wait a minute, that could not be. He said, so, let me just find out what's going on. Because he said they were accustomed to all kinds of rumors. He then called Frank DeLeo, who was Michael Jackson's manager. He talked to him, and he said, Marlon, it's true, we've lost him. He said, apparently, Michael Jackson was ill last night. He called Frank, said he was not feeling well. They called a doctor over. The doctor came to the house, checked him out. He obviously was not sent to the hospital. Marlon then said, Frank said, they called Marlon from last night to this morning. I don't know what happened. And they got to him this morning. He wasn't breathing. They rushed him to the hospital and couldn't bring him around. That's what happened. They don't know what happened. Marlon also said the last time he saw Michael Jackson was at May 14th at a family gathering. He had just gotten back from Africa. And apparently, the family was together. We heard the previous reports that Michael Jackson was in a wheelchair. He was frail. Marlon said, quote, he wasn't in a wheelchair. He was walking around with his kids. When we saw him, he wasn't in a wheelchair. We all talked. He was doing great. He said the family was just simply stunned, just stunned at the death. He's talked to his brother Jackie. He's talked to Tito. He said they feel the same way, quote, a piece of our heart, a piece of us with him. It was a shock to them, too.
Well, we want to take you live now to UCLA Medical Center. Michael Jackson lost there today. It's where he was pronounced dead. Outside, there's a vigil for Jackson. People continue to gather there. Ted Rollins is outside the hospital, joins us now. Ted, describe the scene there.
Well, Anderson, it's a mix of emotions here. You've got some people have been dancing on one side of the courtyard here, and then there's sort of a bit of a somber atmosphere. People just sort of here. A lot of folks have T-shirts that have obviously just been made, dedicated to Michael Jackson, and other folks have signs. One of the guys that did come down here with this sign is Melvin. Melvin, obviously you are a longtime fan, given this sign that you've made. Why are you here? What's your connection to Michael Jackson?
I'm just a fan of Michael Jackson since 1969, The Ed Sullivan Show.
Tell us how you got to here. You work in the area?
I work over here at UCLA, and I saw the helicopters in the area, so I had to come down and see what was going on. I heard 2 Michael Jackson songs on the radio, then I heard 3. I knew something was wrong.
And you said you had this photograph in your office?
Right in my office. Both of these are in my office, sitting right beside my computer here. I look at it every day. I'm a Michael Jackson fan. I always got Michael Jackson on my computer playing to work with.
Why come here?
I got to pay homage to Mike. You know, we grew up together. We're the same age. I went to his first concert December 2nd, 1972. I loved it. I was hooked then. I went to his solo concerts, but nothing like the Jackson 5. And these are the original Jackson 5, 1972. Right On Magazine.
All right, Melvin, obviously a big fan here, and there are a lot of young people here too. Anderson from UCLA, but a lot of longtime fans as well. Some guys here selling T-shirts. He says he's sold over 300 of them at $20 a pop. So a strange mix, if you will, that have come down here to the UCLA Medical Center because they heard the news of Michael Jackson passing.
At a time like this, so many people just kind of want to be with other people who cared for Michael Jackson as much as they did, or cared for the person as much as they did. We're getting a lot of that on the live chat right now at ac360.com. You can go there right now. We're going to be live throughout this next hour. A lot of people, there are hundreds of comments coming in, nearly 600 so far, just people sharing their experiences, talking about where they were when they heard this terrible news. That was Michael Jackson back in March. If we recall him back in March, he seemed happy, excited about his new concert series. John Norris is standing by for us in Times Square. John Norris, former MTV correspondent. John, your thoughts? I know you had met Michael Jackson. You had interviewed him. I think you'd been to the Neverland Ranch. When you see all those old videos of him, when you see his early work and his later work, what goes through your mind?
Well, just, you know, it's easy to say it's a sad story what happened, Anderson, but I think all of us who watched if you want to use the word decline of Michael, at least the commercial decline of Michael over the years, from that heyday, not only from the really early, just adorable, awe-inspiring days of
June 25th, 2009,
of course, through the mega
using the
stardom
guitar
of the
chords
80s. And then who
D,
saw what happened
E minor
in the
7
90s,
and A.
and who saw things slide a bit, let's be honest, commercially, into this century. I think all of us still held out hope that there was going to be not only a turnaround, but a return to relevance for Michael. I think a lot of us were maybe frustrated over the years that he seemed to be creatively stymied, because there was all this other stuff going on, particularly through the 90s, that we all know about. And he was getting far more attention for that sort of thing than he was for the music, which after all
Oh, okay. How are you?
Going?
It's going all right.
Good outside the trailer as they are in.
Yeah.
Give them good times to staying power.
It doesn't matter the time or place. When you need us, we're there. Get your news at globaltvbc.com. News on your schedule.
Introducing Alexander Keith's Premium White. Refreshingly different. Visit keiths.ca to find out more.
How fast is 50% faster than fast? That's a good question to look up on the internet, which you can do 50% faster on Shaw High-Speed Internet, which was already fast, and you can now get for $19.95, which is an even better price than it was when it was just fast, not 50% faster like it is now. To summarize, Shaw High-Speed Internet is now 50% faster for a great low price, and we'll even throw in Power Boost and Shaw Secure. Call 310-SHAW and switch today.
Okay, well, let's get to it.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, so if you need anything or any help or anything of any sort, call anytime.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye.
A song by Paul Beckman, Polyamosong. I don't have much time now. I only have a 10-minute limit to put this on YouTube, so this song is going to be quick, I guess. Now I'm going to use the guitar chords. Let's see. I have to do it fast. D, F sharp minor, G, and A7. This song is going to be called Michael Jackson lived a good life. Michael Jackson lived a good life. Well, he lived a whole life. He lived 50 years. Some people don't even get to live that long, do they now? Yeah. Michael Jackson lived a full life. He was a superstar for many years. Lots of people still think of him as that, don't they? Do they? Yeah. Well, that's the song now. I've got to go. I'll say goodbye to Michael Jackson.